Hi Capricorn, I'm Lateesha Bynum Hinton, and I'm here with your weekly horoscope for July the 29th through August the 4th. And I have just drawn out a copy of the chart for you and the placements of the planets. And I wanted you to know that because I'll be looking down and looking back up. And this video is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Capricorn Rising. Okay? So we start this week. With some challenging aspects, the same aspects that we were working with last week. And we have the Sun in a square to Uranus, and then we have Uranus in a square to Mars, and then we have the Sun in opposition to Mars. Okay, so what does this mean for you? For you, you have the Sun is in your 8th house, and Mars is in your 2nd house. Okay, and Uranus is in your 5th house. Okay, so the Sun opposing Mars in your 2nd and 8th houses. These are your money houses. All right, so for you, this means that there is some tension, there is an opposition from another person regarding you receiving either resources from another person, like loans, or if you were waiting on some refunds to come in, if you're receiving child support or alimony, this is all 8th house. Okay, so this can show up for you in a way that somebody is causing you to be frustrated because they are causing a delay in you receiving this. In addition to that, it could show up in your income. It could show up with the income that you should be paid for the work that you do, that you've earned. There may be a delay in earned income, and you thought that it was going to be in at a certain point, and it's not here, and what's going on. So this you could see here coming in with Mars, and it brings about this anger and frustration. All right, so then we have Uranus in the 6th house squaring Mars in your 2nd house. So for you, there is quick change. No, I'm sorry, this is your 5th house. 5th house, quick change in your creativity that leads to more income for you. Okay, it's not going to come easy because this is a square. So there is a frustration that comes along, an internal frustration that comes along with squares. All right, so for you, there is a change that needs to happen so you can earn more income. So Uranus is here to bring you downloads of creativity from the divine, so that you will be able to create something, perhaps invent something that could totally happen with this energy. And Mars being here, even though Mars is retrograde, Mars's energy is still here, and Mars is very close to the earth, and this could empower you to create some money, create an idea, create a business, create a new business that brings in money that you never thought you'd have. Okay, but it's going to take work. It'll take work from you. Okay, coming up with the idea, putting everything together is going to take work. All right, then you have the Sun square Uranus. The Sun in the 8th house, other people's resources, in the creativity, children. There could be, like I said, a change to child support. Okay, because the 5th house represents children. There could be a change in that income that comes in. It could be for the good. It's a square, so it might take some conversation and communication, and maybe have to go for a review or something, or you may have to put in some work so that you could get more, or even start receiving the child support. Okay, it could take work for you to do that. All right, It could also be if you are working on a project and you have clients. This is income from clients in your 8th house. Okay, clients paying you money for maybe counseling or something of that nature. Okay, creativity to do that, to come up with something where you're coaching people. Okay, and then you have your clients. Or if you're an artist, you have an art gallery that you start, and you have your clients that come in. This is more income, but it comes at a cost. It's a challenge. This is a square, so it's not an easy money that comes in, but there is a change. Uranus is here. There's a change that has to happen. You feel it has to happen. You're uncomfortable, so you're ready to make the change. Okay, and then ultimately, when all the smoke clears, after all the tears, you win. Okay, so that's what we have starting out the week. Okay, and then on Monday, we have Jupiter in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces, and this is a beautiful trine that they have. Okay, and this is lasting for us all week, lasting for you all week, Capricorn. Okay, and so Jupiter in Scorpio for you is in your 11th house. Okay, so the 11th house represents the groups that you are in. It represents accolades, awards received, organizations that you are part of. And with the trine to Neptune in Pisces, and Pisces is in your 3rd house of communication, this shows that this could be a time where you do indeed receive some accolades, okay, for work that you have done, your communication that you have had with those groups. Okay, so this could be coming in here for you. And then we have Neptune. We have the moon in Pisces and in conjunction with the sun in Leo, and that is also on Monday, July the 10th. So for the moon in Pisces, and then that's in your 3rd house of communication, and the sun in Leo is in your 8th house. Okay, so for this is an inconjunct is when two planets don't understand each other. They are in an angle where there's just misunderstanding between them. Okay, and they have to figure out how to get along. So for the moon, which represents comfort and where you feel safe, and in conjunction with the sun in this area, could represent some challenges with your siblings, between your siblings and your mother, or your siblings, your mother and your father. All right, and it's about communication and resources. All right, so there may be an inheritance that is due you, and there is some difficulty communicating about it, and where are the funds coming in, when are they coming in, are we supposed to get them, that it could be about the maybe a will that's being read, and then there's some miscommunication here, and your mom is involved and may be upset about the whole situation, or there may be some miscommunication or misunderstanding about resources that one of your siblings or a cousin or a neighbor owes you and or promised to give you, and they didn't, or they haven't, or there's some, they promised that they would lend you their car, and then they didn't. Something like that could show up under this energy. Okay, and then we have Saturn in a trine to Uranus, Saturn in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus. So for you, Saturn is in your house, and Saturn is your ruler. Okay, So this is a beautiful aspect that we have, because Taurus is your sister sign. So with Uranus, Uranus is about quick change. Saturn is about manifesting. So this is in your fifth house, children and creativity. So this may see your child is getting some kind of award. Your child is maybe, being responsible, and you're proud of them for what they are doing. And then there's a change that comes in. There's a level of freedom here because Uranus is here. Or you could be creating a business and you hit it spot on. And so the business is growing by leaps and bounds, and it's the right one, and it's perfect for you. Okay. And so with Uranus coming in here, this is a quick change, and you're able to manifest something new, perhaps for your business that you gave birth to, or manifest something new for your child. Okay, something that stays, something that's solid, because Saturn is involved. Okay. Then on the same day, July 31st, Tuesday, we have Venus in an opposition to the moon. Venus is in Virgo and the moon is in Pisces. So Virgo for you is in your ninth house of higher education and legal issues. Okay, and that's where Venus is, and then the moon is in Pisces. So with the moon in Pisces, and Neptune is there in Pisces as well, Venus in the ninth is about Venus is about love. Venus is about what you love, being loved, what you want in love. And so for you, it could be a love for higher education. It could be a love for long distance travel. And then opposing the moon in the third house, we could find that, maybe your siblings, you have been planning a long distance trip, a cruise, or travel overseas with your siblings, and there's an opposition. They don't want to go, or they thought they were going to have the money to go, but they don't have it, or some changes like that. Or your mom was supposed to go and can't go. Okay, and then it may also show up as your some legal issues, communication, with you feeling like there is a woman communicating with you regarding some legal issues, and she is not understanding what you need. She's opposing you. Okay, she's opposing what it is that you need, or maybe you need to move to another country, and so you're trying to get your immigration papers together, but then there is a female there who might be standing in the way of this. Okay, so these are some ways that this could show up. You could have a mentor if you are in higher education, receiving some sort of higher education, a mentor, female mentor who is you don't get along, you don't communicate well together. Okay, so these are some ways that this could show up. Okay, then on Wednesday, August 1st, we have Mercury in Leo in conjunction with Pluto. Okay, so Mercury is the planet of communication, and he's in Leo, and he is retrograde, and he has been retrograde since July the 26th, and he will be retrograde through August the 18th. Okay, so with Mercury being retrograde, it automatically causes some issues with communication. Okay, but to make matters more challenging, we have an inconjunct all right, coming in here. And the inconjunct is to Pluto, which is all about, Pluto is about power and control and transformation and death. So with Pluto coming in here, in this inconjunct, miscommunication with another planet. So miscommunication with Mercury. And so you have Mercury here, and then we have Pluto in your first house of control. So Pluto is about control, self. The first house is about self. Pluto about control. So there is a miscommunication about your resources. And we talked about this, that was happening earlier in the week, that there is a person of authority, possibly, that is the communication between you regarding your resources is not going well. They are, or you or they are having a power play. There is a power struggle going on, miscommunication about the resources that you should be receiving. Okay, so this is an area that this could come in for you. Okay, because it is an inconjunct. All right, and then so after that, on Thursday, August the 4th, we have the moon in Aries in an inconjunction with Jupiter in Scorpio. So Aries for you is in your 4th house. So your 4th house of home, all right? And home could be your internal self, or home could be the house that you live in, or it could represent the people who live in the home with you. So with this in conjunction here, we have Jupiter, who is in Scorpio, in your 11th house. So there is some miscommunication, missed feelings, if you will, between the groups that you are part of, or the organizations that you are part of, and how you feel. And so within yourself, you're asking, do I feel at home here? Do they understand me? Internally, do they understand me? Do they appreciate me? Do they see me? These are questions that could be coming up. The moon is here, and the moon is about feeling comfortable. So the question is, do I feel comfortable and do I feel safe with these groups, the group that I'm in? Okay, so this is a way that this could play out. Okay, and then from there, Friday, August the 3rd, we have Venus, another in conjunction. We have Venus in conjunct the moon in Aries, and Venus is in Virgo. So this for you, again, is your 9th house of long distance travel, higher education, legal issues, okay, and immigration. So we have Venus here, and then the moon is in Aries in your 4th house. So this brings up the issues of feeling uncomfortable with perhaps legal issues that may be occurring. Venus is here. Maybe you don't have enough money to pay the attorneys. We have all this going on with Mars and opposition in your money houses. So this could be legal issues again, and not having the funds to pay for them. Could be immigration, where you want to move to another country but you don't have the money to do so, so you feel really uncomfortable. Your mom may need to move to another country, or she may have legal issues and then the money is not there, and so this causes some miscommunication and some heartbreak. Okay, so this is a way that this could show up for you. Okay, all right, and then lastly we have Pluto trine the moon. All right, and we actually have two things. two important things happening for us on Saturday, August the 4th. And one of them is Pluto trine the moon. Pluto's in Capricorn and the moon is in Taurus. So Pluto is in Capricorn in your first house. We talked about that. And then the moon has moved over to Taurus, which is in your 5th house of creativity. Okay, so with the moon sitting here in Taurus, the moon is exalted in Taurus, so that's a really good thing. That's a good placement for her because Taurus is always so steady, so she likes that. And then Taurus, of course, is your sister sign. And then so with Pluto being here, there is a stability, a feeling of empowerment that you have come into about what you've been able to create, and it is tied to yourself. And you've been empowered. Uranus is here. You've been empowered to come up with something that makes you feel settled, makes you feel stable in your emotions, makes you have peace. Okay, and then lastly, the sun is in Leo, squaring the moon in Taurus. This is on the same day. So the sun is in Leo in your 8th house of other people's resources that come into you, and it is in a square to the moon. So with this energy, with the sun, this could represent the father. This could represent the father bringing some challenges to the peace that you have gained as far as the resources are concerned. Bringing in outside resources to yourself. You know, you may find that it's a challenge, even though you have been able to come up with some creativity with Pluto and the moon. There is still something lingering here. There's still a need for you to generate some more resources for yourself, and you're still working on being creative. This is a way that this could show up. Okay, another way that this could show up is that for your child who is going off to school, they may have a challenge in receiving the resources that they need to go off to school. Okay, that's another way that this could show up. Another way it could show up is that if you have a business that you've started and you need resources to continue to build that business, you are having a challenging time and it's affecting you emotionally, getting those resources. But at the same time, you still have been able to create something and empower yourself. Okay, so don't give up. That's the message about that. My name is Lateesha Bynum Hinton. I thank you so much, Capricorn, for watching this video, and please subscribe to my channel, like, and share the video. That would be awesome. And have a great week. Do not forget that the universe is always conspiring to bless you no matter what. All right.